Hello and welcome to the Gatewatch Cast. I'm your host, Norman Sanzo, and we have a very special episode for you. Well, it's been a while. Sorry for the delay. The whole lockdown came into effect, and we had trouble in terms of getting things done. Yes, but for now, we are sticking to Commnder Precon reviews and so on. I believe once everything is stable down, we should go to our regular schedules. But anyhow, as for now, we are going to take a look-see at the Kaldheim Commnder Precons, the Elven Empire and the Phantom Premonition. We're going to do an unboxing and let's get to it. And welcome back. So guys, we got the Commnder Precons here from Kaldheim. And first up we got the Elven Empire. It's a Golgari deck with a pretty interesting commander. Let's see. I'll read that later when we take a look-see. And the other will be Phantom Premonition. So I have not read any of the spoilers for the cards in here, but what I do know is that there are 9 legendary creatures in total. So let's take a look-see at the, Phantom Premonition. So as per usual, both Commnder decks can be obtained at your local LGS. Give me a second. Local LGS. No, that's double L's. No, your LGS. It's much more cheaper to get both, but if you only want one, you can also do so too. My recommendation for you guys is to get another person wanting to buy, so you can get the set at the low price. So like I mentioned before, the box is pretty okay and cool, and it follows the same formula as before. So let's put that away and see. So we are greeted again by the box for the Commander set, which is pretty cool. I still use this box to keep my decks if I have not built them or anything. And yeah, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Able to fit in 100 single sleeve commanders without any problem. And we got a learn to play commander guide and also a spin. I won't say spin down die, but it may all more or less a spin down counter or something like that. This looks different from the previous ones. I wonder if it's better or not. Anywho, let's put that aside and take a look, see the thing that we are buying for, the deck. So let's take a look, see at you without damaging the card. Oh god, no. Here we go. So what we have here is Ranar, the Ever Watchful. He is a 2 and Azorius, and it says it is a legendary creature spirit warrior with power of 2 and defense of toughness of 3. It has flying and vigilance, and the first card you foretell each turn costs 0 to foretell. Whenever you exile one or more cards from your hand and or permanent from the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. So let me get this straight. Whenever you exile one or more... that's very interesting. That's very interesting. So what we have here is a commander that wants to exile stuff from the game, and you can create a 1/1 white spirit creature token. So when you hear that, you're probably thinking, okay, I want to exile cards, but does it say yours? Whenever you exile one or more cards from your hand or permanent from the battlefield. So it does count opponents and yourself, and also hand. So that's pretty good. But we'll see what the deck offers, because I have a general idea of how to build this deck. And let's see. Oh boy. They also gave us 10 double face tokens, which is pretty cool. But tokens, who really cares about them, right? Well, personally, I do. Oh boy. Okay, let's take a look. See. Ooh, this is tough. Okay, let's get the tokens out of the way. So more how to play stuff. You got your bird tokens. You got your kin soldiers, boars, replicant ring. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. Dragons and so on. So let's put that aside. And let's take a look-see. So I think the front are some of the newer Commander offerings. Cosmic Intervention. Oh, so I think this is a exclusive card for this set. Cosmic Intervention is a 3 and white instant, and it has, if a permanent you control would be put into a grave from the battlefield this turn, exile it instead. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Foretell, colorless and white. So that's the cost to cast this spell. And you know what? When you take a look, see at why they want to do this, it's a bit cumbersome, it's a bit silly, but when you think about how the deck wants to go, it really does make a lot of sense, and it's really good. And you don't really need to pay the 4, but you can just pay for the foretell cost. And since your commander's out, you don't really need to pay 2. So if you're wondering what is the foretell mechanic, it is simply this. During your turn, you may pay 2 colorless and exile this card from your hand face down. Cast it on a later turn for its foretell cost. So basically what you do is you take Cosmic Intervention and you pay for the foretell cost, which is colorless 2. You put it outside the game and you can cast it for its foretell cost later on. But since Runner allows you to not pay the cost, you can just do it for free and bypassing the 2. So instead of paying 4, you just pay 2. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting mechanic. As we go, okay, for example, this one, it has a foretell of 2 also, but grand total of 4. So I'm guessing the foretell cost is a kind of a discount, but not really if you consider the 2 before you have to pay. But if you don't need to pay it, that's pretty good. So this one is pretty good card. Also another exclusive, Hero of Bretagar. It's a 2 and white creature, human warrior for 1/1. And it says, whenever you exile 1 or more cards from your hand or permanent from the battlefield, put that many +1/+1 counter on this card. As long as this card has 5 or more counters on it, it has flying and is an angel in addition to its other type. So basically you'll have a 6/6 angel without flying. Flying angel, okay? And as long as this card has 10 or more counters on it, it is indestructible and is a god in addition to the type. So it's a god human warrior. It's a god angel human warrior. That's pretty cool. And if it has 10 +1/+1, making it 11 +1/+1 with indestructible flying. So yeah, that's really good. That is pretty interesting. And this deck revolves around exiling, so this is pretty good. Stoic Farmer. Oh boy, sorry. When Stoic Farmer enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic plains card and reveal it. If an opponent controls more lands than you, put it onto the battlefield tab. Otherwise, put it into your hand and shuffle your library. Oh wow! This is another. I'm impressed. This is one of those cards where you have. I won't say fetch. It's kind of a fetch mechanic, but it only picks out basic lands, so it's not that great. In fact, it's a basic plains, not lands. So it's okay. It's okay. So let's see. Sage of the Beyond is a 5 and 2 blue creature spirit giant for 5/5. That's flying. Spells you cast from anywhere other than your hand cost 2 less to cast. So yeah, this really works well with the foretell mechanic, because what you want to do is, say the foretell cost is 1 and white. Instead of paying the full amount, you can just pay white. So that is pretty cool. And it has a foretell mechanic of 4 and a blue, which is easier to cast instead of casting the full amount. So yeah, this card really works well in the deck, and it's also it's another exclusive. Spectre Deluge is a 4 and 2 blue sorcery card with a foretell cost of 1 and 2 blue. Each creature your opponent controls with toughness X or less to its return. Okay, bounce back to hand. Toughness X or less to its owner's hand, where X is the number of islands you control. So basically, this can go out of hand if you have a lot of islands. Would be really great in a mono blue deck. So let's see. The foretell cost is 3, grand total of 5. Yeah, it's cheaper than a Cyclonic Rift, but Cyclonic Rift is an instant. Surtland Elementalist, 5 and 2 blue, creature giant wizard for an 8. As an addition cost to cast this spell, reveal a giant card from your hand or pay 2. Okay, so it's not 8, it's more like a 10, but okay. Whenever this card attacks, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand without. I wonder how the timing goes. Whenever this card attacks, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. So, the sorcery spell? Okay, you know what? I might ask somebody about it later. Then Tale of Ancestors, 3 and 1 blue, and it says sorcery. Each player with fewer cards in hand than the player with the most cards in hand draws equal to the difference. Okay, wow, this is kind of a group hug deck where, or a group hug card where you want people to get more cards. And what I mean by this is, if you're playing a group hug where somebody has a bunch of cards in their hand and we don't really have that much, I can play this card and all of us can draw cards equal to the highest amount. So if that person has 10 cards and I have 1, I get to draw 9. And if the other person has 5, they just draw 5 just to get 10 cards. This is not bad. And the foretell mechanic, yeah, this is very interesting. Ethereal Valkyrie, 4 and Azorius, creature spirit angel, has flying, and whenever this card enters the battlefield or attacks, draw a card, then exile a card from your hand face down. It becomes foretold. Its foretell cost is its mana cost reduced. Okay, this is cool. This is really cool. You can do a lot of big setups with this without people knowing. Okay, let's just say this. You cast this card from your hand. You put out a Ulamog. And Ulamog is 10 minus 2 because of this. And certain cards that we have before gets to minus 2 again. So basically you'll be casting that Ulamog for 6. So that is cool. And Angel of Finality is a 3 and white creature angel that's flying, and it says, when Angel of Finality enters the battlefield, exile all cards from target player's grave. Okay, so this goes again with the whole, I want to exile and do stuff, and with that you get more +1/+1 counters and works well. Angel of Serenity is a 4 and 3 white creature angel that's flying, and when Angel of Serenity enters the battlefield, you may exile up to 3 other target creatures from the battlefield and all creature card from graveyards. When this card leaves the battlefield, return those exile cards to the owner's hand. So basically it's one of those exile cards kind of thing, but instead of 1 you get to target 3. Not bad. So here we go. I think we started the reprints from the angels, and I'm just going to go through because I could be here all day long. So most of the cards here has a specific pattern of I want to exile cards from the field or hand just to abuse its ability. And most of the cards here are awesome. Okay, this one is good. This is one of my favorite cards. I built a commander around him, and he is great. So he is Bahru, King Eternal. It is a legendary creature, Spirit Noble, with flying, and it says, whenever Bahru King Eternal deals combat damage to a player, exile any number of target non-land permanents you control, then return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control. So what you want to do with this one is you make it unblockable, you make it hexproof, swing it to an opponent, and after that you just bounce. It's not really it's what, flicker? Says with exile number of target non-permanents you control, then return those. So it's flicker. So basically what you do is flicker out your mana rocks, your creatures. Basically all those creatures that attack, they come in back untapped. So this is a really good card, and since the set here really wants you to abuse the whole exile and come back in, it is a really good setup. This is great. So I'm just gonna go through because precons, there's nothing much. Ghost to Prison, this is new art, this is really good. But like I was saying, most of the sets in here are just pretty good. It does the job right, and it has a specific theme. And with the whole setup for precons nowadays, this is a pretty good deck. I would say that if you are if you are new and wanting to get into the game, I say buying a precon like this would really work. And it has a lot of good beginner cards just to get yourself started. And let's see, it has a specific game plan that it wants to do, and from what I can tell, the game plan is sound and solid. And the upgrade path for this one is not that bad if you're on a budget. So let's see. Okay, this is personally for me, but if I can get all of the same lands or basic lands, I'll be happy. Let's see. Okay, yes, I am happy. I am very happy. Oh, we got more cards, and these are okay. I'm going to stop here. Okay, so I am happy, but one thing, they could have given us snow covered lands. It's not gonna hurt anyone. So anyway, this one are cards new to the game. These are exclusive, or cards from Kolam. So since the foretell mechanic is a new one, so having the deck won't have much foretell cards. So I'm just gonna predict all the cards here are going to be foretold cards, and yes, it's true. And yeah, okay. We ain't gonna get any new new rares or whatnot, but still, it is great. It is great. Snow. We get this. This is great. I like this one. So in the new Kaldheim set, we get the snow land, and we get the dual dual lands, the tap dual lands, because previously in previous sets we get something like this. Okay, we get something like an Azorius Gate or a Mandarin River, or even so on. Like, it's just lands that don't really serve anything other than just come in tap, and it's not really searchable with any specific tutors. But this one here, it's a dual land that has plains and islands, which is easily fetchable by your fetch lands or whatever you have. So yeah, overall, I'm pretty excited to see how this deck works. By the looks of it, it has a specific kind of playstyle that it really wants to go for, and I say that this is really interesting, and I am excited to play it. So anyway, let's open up the next one. But let's take a break and come back later, or come back in the next video.